explanation I want to give is that whereas a lot of my work comes from very personal experiences, with this, I'm talking from the point of view of a character. The themes are personal, but not the facts of the story. I want to set that up, because I don't know, actually. Also, I should have memorized this, but I finished it yesterday, and gosh, I probably shouldn't have made it this long. I'm so sorry to the rest of you. Where there is smoke, there is not always fire. Sometimes there is, and sometimes there's just ash. We only ever wanted to be strong, just like our dads were. The way they walked said, "I don't need help." So we took long strides, head up, chest out, straight back. Our brothers walked the same, so did our uncles, our grandfathers, our role models. They were the heartstoppers. They won the wars, and there was nothing more to say than "I don't need help." That was strength. That was our fathers, exercising control in all things. Help was hindrance. To be done right was to do yourself, and other hands crowded your workspace. So when it came time for reflection, my father locked the door and left the house to me. It is cold and hollow, but it's the only home I know. I was taught that solitude was a virtue, seclusion was the objective, loneliness was enlightenment, and I never questioned it, but I called out to my father. "It's okay," he said. "You don't need help. And I don't need help. I am strong. We are strong. We only ever wanted to be strong. Strong enough to bear the weight as this house began to fall. We take it, our world on our shoulders. We wanted to be strong enough to stand with everything resting on us. Help was hindrance, other hands complicated things, so we wanted to stand alone. We wanted to be strong enough to stand our own against these slings and arrows, against the fortune that rages outside of our windows. We wanted head on to take the force of the worst days to come, when the clouds collect to black out the sun, and when misfortune and I collide, what is to be done of the damage? The damage doesn't matter as long as we won. Strong enough. Then people would stop asking. Stop wondering if you were okay. Stop volunteering. There was no place for their efforts. We were strong enough. We'd proven it. Our house stood on our legs. Please, can I help? Well, the sentiment is appreciated but unwelcome. Do you not think I can do this? I've done it this long. What are another few months? Tend to yourself. I don't need help. But when the night came and they left, I'd howl. When the night came and they couldn't see, I let the pain in. And all the day I spent drowning it beneath my strength. It came crashing onto my shoulders with the rest of the world. And I cried. Oh, Lord, I cried. My back cracked and my head split. This weight was never meant for one man, but we said that made us strong. It's all they ever showed us. The world never wanted to hear your problems. Our tears were just drops in an ocean everyone else was already drowning in. Why add to the noise? Just sink to the bottom and pretended like you never needed to breathe. Everyone else learned to swim. One day, I said it out loud. It hurts. And everyone stuck forth their hands. They all offered and crowded around. So many eyes, and among them I thought I saw my father, shaking his head with the same look he had when I called out to him that first time so long ago. I trapped my tongue back behind my teeth and repeated his ode. I don't need help. I am strong. The rest of the day, as they fell away and the latent pain gathered again, I said, I am strong. In the evening, when the last few shook their heads with parting sympathy, I shunned their condolences with I am strong. When the sun was gone, I was still there, proving it all to myself. I said it again, just for my ears, I am strong. I had to say it again and again, because the words felt incomplete. They felt empty. I am strong. As empty as my home, I am strong. As cold as that night, I am strong. As distant as the moon, I am strong. As gone as my father, I am strong. As non-existent as the note he didn't leave, I am strong. As full of grief as his funeral, I am strong. As destroyed as my young heart, I am strong. As broken as my back, I am strong. As weary as my arms, I am strong. This house is so heavy, but I am strong. Strong enough to say that I am broken, that I am a child stumbling with his eyes closed, that I am hollow, that I am empty, I am weak, I am sick, I am afflicted with silence. He's gone, and I said nothing. They all passed in front of me with such heartfelt sympathy, and I was the wall I was taught to be. I wanted to speak. I wanted to love. I only ever wanted to cry. I only ever wanted to howl, but a strong man, doesn't. The cold seeps into my bones, this cracked and brittle frame, these chips and splinters in my side. My father is crippled, and no amount of strength can lift him up again. To take residence one more in these old ruins, the ruins I have held for him. Would there be one more day of him left? I would have asked him to stay. Fill out the emptiness. Fill out the cavern. Stay here. Don't be strong. For once, don't be strong. For your son, rest yourself and be weak. For me. For us. We were taught to sit down, to not add noise, never learn to swim, learn not to breathe, hold yourself together, control yourself. We believed masculinity was rooted in stoicism, and stoicism was rooted in control, and somewhere along the way, someone decided the best way to control was to destroy. What trouble will you have managing what isn't there? So when we were told to control our emotions, we started a fire and learned to let the smoke fill our lungs and not cough. Let no sound out. And we did it. We managed. For as long as we did, we managed. But it should have stopped there. The flame was ill-contained, spread to the carpet, into the hall, and began to pour out the windows. And it wasn't but a few minutes till we stood stoic among the sparks, ash clinging to our clothes and hoping to high hell that no one would know that our house was on fire. Those with parting sympathy came back, dragging their buckets of help, offering it to us, offering all of themselves, willing sacrifices to lay down on the coals. They were there for us. Behind our crumbling walls, the smoke and flames through the cage of our teeth, we told them our lesson, the one thing we were ever taught. It is under control. I don't need help. The sun came up. They were all gone. There was one less empty house. Where there is smoke, there's not always fire. Sometimes there is, if you're lucky. Sometimes there's just ash.